Yeah, it does that.
We're on Twitch too.
Now recording.
Now recording. Love it.
Oh, son of a bitch. There we go. Now we're live. All right.
Oh yeah.
You want to take it away, buddy, or I can? It's up to you.
Yeah, I can do it. Let's do it. Ready? Good morning, afternoon, evening, night, whenever the hell you listen to us. You're joining me, Paul, with Connery and Logan on Drunkscussions. What are you guys drinking on? We've had a hell of a last couple of weeks, obviously. Between the two of me and Connery both being in the hospital. It's been difficult, so we appreciate you, the listeners. But are you guys drinking on anything? I don't even know if Connor, can you even not drink?
Yeah, I can't drink. However, I am taking stuff that is mentally fucking me up. So I feel great. Logan, happy birthday, buddy. It is your birthday. Happy birthday.
Yes.
Thanks,
happy
man.
birthday, sir.
I am drinking a tall boy macho mango. Arizona
I'm just
tea.
drinking a little sip. I'm not drinking a lot, but I'm having a little bit of Penelope. So this is gonna be a fun treat right now.
Yeah, mine. My treat should be kicking in here in about 20 minutes. So this will be good.
Right.
Do you want to go into like what happened? Like you were in the hospital for starters. You send us the most no context based.
I just sent him a picture of me in the ambulance. Like
this man's on a gurney, and we just get a picture of him covered up with a sheet on a gurney, and that's what we get. That's how we're notified.
My only message to him was no context. Like, you just gonna fucking do that to us? And
I was a dick, and I think the worst part of it is like I normally a man that will always check his phone, and while I was in there in the beginning stages of the ER, I had a full charge, and I just like sent that and just didn't do anything else.
You're a dick.
I know. I'm sorry. I was kind of focused on everything else around me at the moment.
I did the same thing though.
Yeah, I know. You did the exact same thing. Not even literally a week later.
Yeah. Well, you went in because your heart, right?
I did. Yeah.
AFib.
My ticka went out of rhythm. It's very uncommon for my age. So I got to cool it on the nicotine, and I got to cool it on the caffeine and the liquor. So I cut back on everything. So that's why I said I'm just having a little bit. I'm good on it. I'm back in rhythm. I'm rock and rolling. I'm scoring good on everything. I do have a sleep study though, so we'll see if I snore and I have to need a CPAP.
Those images of your skull were pretty fucking cool though.
Right?
Did you get to
sitting inside that thing? Like, it's kind of weird. No, that's at my mom. My mom did that. Well, her office. They have that at her office. And
why don't you get them printed off and framed?
Which is my cranium. Just like, look at that.
Why the fuck not? That'd be dope.
Nah, it's weird. It was cool though, but it would play music while you're inside. You're like covered and it's spinning. This light's going. It sounds like you're on a carousel. You're just like, what the fuck is going on?
That's the MRI. Is that what that was?
CT
scan. That's what I had done on my my torso. It was pretty cool. The Siemens is the manufacturer of it.
With both of us being fucked up, and this both last couple weeks, and then Logan having his birthday, I'm just saying, cheers, guys. I'm happy we're still in it, and let's roll that intro.
Let's roll that intro.
What happened was we got caught up in a drunk discussion, and then he burned the bacon.
Where we talk about everything and know nothing.
You know what I mean? So it kind of seems like a win-win-win.
Here's Gerald.
Come on, everybody, I'm dead. Just draw a dick on it. It's not offensive. It's a dick. Everyone's got a dick nowadays.
Dude, tell me more, because I don't know anything about it.
Oh, a flapper's a 1920s dancer, you motherfucker.
Got a lot of bagels. I like my bagels. Chug 30.
Cheers. Salute. I mean, this shit's free, right? Monday morning. Chime on in.
Tranquility Base.
Discussions.
The Eagle has landed.
And we're back. Thank you guys so much for following us on Twitch and checking us out live there. Also, thanks for checking us out on YouTube. We've got a nice little cult following going.
Because of you, the listeners.
Yeah. I am a little bit out of it. I'm not gonna lie. What was it? Saturday morning it went down.
Mhm. When
Yeah.
you went to you did this exact same thing I did to you to me. Yeah, that happened Saturday.
Yeah.
So what was your reason for going? I mean, it was like your stomach, right, or something.
So, well, I have a newborn, right? So
Yeah.
I wake up at like 5 anyways, because that's when she usually wakes up for her feeding. Well, I woke up, I'm like, man, my stomach is really hurting. So I went, took a shit, and it was like it was almost like poop cramps. A little bit came out of me. I was like, all right, well, maybe I just don't have to shit. And then try to lay back in bed, and it just keeps hurting, keeps hurting. 7 o'clock rolls around. I'm like, all right, cool, shit. I go to shit, good shit. I was like, that's great shit. Stomach's still hurting though. I'm like, what the fuck? My parents, they ended up coming down for a week, and
It was like the day they were supposed to leave,
they
wasn't
were
it?
packing. So Lauren says to me, she's like, hey, you probably should go to the ER. I was like, it's just poop cramps. I don't want to go because of poop cramps.
Just poop cramps.
And I go to my mom. I'm like, hey, mom, I should probably go to like an urgent care or something just to have something checked out. They're just going to tell
Did
me.
she
I got
go
poop
full
cramps.
mom mode?
No, she was like, okay,
No.
cool. So I hopped in the car with her. Mind you, worst pain of my life because she drives like a fucking. Oh my gosh.
Who, Lauren?
No, my mom. She's a horrible
Oh,
driver.
so she drove you. Okay.
She'll say she's not a bad driver. She's a horrible fucking driver. She's hit my car while it's parked in her own driveway.
I mean, we've all had parents like that.
Yeah, anyways. So we get to the urgent care. I'm standing in line and I'm like, okay, this is bad. Like, this hurts more than it should. I can't even stand right now. So I look at my mom. I'm like, let's go to the ER. So go to the ER. They put me on a bed. They're like, we're going to touch you, feel you up, make sure nothing's falling apart. And they're like, okay, we're going to get you into a CT scan. So they put me in the CT scan, pulled me out. And within 20 minutes, they're like, we're going to prep you for surgery. This is an emergency. We got to remove your appendix. I was like, oh,
Shit.
okay. So it wasn't 20 minutes. It was like 3 hours, but fentanyl. I got that bad boy again. Yeah.
Oh, how was that?
I'm a
Oh,
10
absolutely.
again.
I'm a 10 again.
It was great. It was
Nothing can beat you.
I felt great. I was also super lovey to every single person that came in. That
Really?
room. Oh yeah. I was just flirting with every guy and girl. I guess it didn't even matter. So my mom says, I don't remember much of it. I'm not going to lie. Like,
Was Lauren there, or she was taking care of the baby?
Lauren wasn't allowed to come.
What?
Well, think about it. Baby's
Yeah,
not allowed
she's
in the
newborn.
ER until they're 2.
Yeah,
So,
mother.
um,
Damn, that sucks.
so most of that day is really a blur. I remember waking up. They made me take out my contacts for the surgery. So I was blind when I woke up. I was blind. I was disoriented. I was like, my throat hurts. Everything really fucking hurts. What is going on? And
Aliens abducted you, and there's a probe in your butthole.
they put a tube down me. I was under for an hour. It was a success of a surgery, but now my lower abdominal muscles are just destroyed. It felt like my collarbone was broken because I guess they like inflate your abdomen with CO2. So they basically fill you up like a balloon so they can cut off your appendix. They put it in a bag while it's inside of you because your appendix is part of your intestine. It's sort of like a dead end highway.
So there's a
for your
lot of bacteria.
fecal matter. Yeah. So
What
basically,
is that called? It's
fecal
septic.
matter. Oh yeah.
No,
Septic. It could cause sepsis if any of that shit were to get inside of your abdomen cavity. So yeah, that was my Saturday, and then I've basically been recovering since. I still feel like dog shit. Like it hurts to lift stuff. I'm not allowed really to, but there's shit I want to do, and I can't. But yeah, I'm still here. Fuck it. I don't have to worry about appendicitis anymore. There's never
That's
really
a win.
worry, but yeah, I'm alive.
That's a win.
I'm fucking alive. But we've got stuff we want to talk about today. Do you guys want to talk about the crazy fucking thing that happened over in the UK?
Yeah, I think you should take it away because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay. Logan, you want to talk about it?
Wait, what happened in the UK?
We're both
So,
Puzzled.
University of Cambridge did something crazy. Do you guys know what stem cells are?
Yeah.
kind of, yeah. I get kind of the basis.
So
Fill me in.
It's the body's like raw materials. So cells from other cells, and they're able to be specially functioned and designated and be able to. There's a wide variety of reasons to use stem cells. A lot of people use them just for injectables, almost, if you will. So like a banana pack of stem cells.
Are you good?
But
You gonna
you
puke?
can
You gonna puke?
Yeah, I am a wee bit out of it right now. My throat is still sore from that fucking thing. I don't know. I'm a mess
they
right now.
didn't they theorize that you could like regrow limbs or like stuff like that using stem cell research?
Well, it's
I don't
not
know if any of
really.
that's true, but
Well, you can do the
Wasn't
same
it
thing
body
with
parts?
3D printers even too. So you can 3D
Really?
print with stem cells, and they have been making hearts, they've been making lungs, livers, things like that are
No
functional
shit.
using like cells from pigs and mixing it with stem cells, right? So you take a stem cell isn't really like defined as a object, if you will, right? So a stem cell's not really identified as a person or a pig or a mouse. But what they did in
Right.
the UK though with stem cells is they grew a mouse without using an embryo, without using
Wait, a
sperm.
mouse?
Yeah, a mouse.
A mouse.
A mouse.
Like
they
a rat.
grew a mouse.
They grew a mouse.
Yep. So researchers from Caltech and the University of Cambridge. Now that may not be in the UK, and I may be talking out of my ass right now.
Then what do you mean? You can't just say this information and then say that. Where's this info coming from?
So this is coming from an article from August 28th. I mean, it is pretty fresh. It's pretty fresh. Caltech, Cambridge, they grow a synthetic mouse embryo with brain and beating heart from stem cells. So the heart's beating, it's able to operate the mind.
No. Is it from mouse stem cells, not human stem cells?
The embryo was developed without eggs or sperm. Instead, research mimicked natural processes in the lab by guiding the 3 types of stem cells found in early mammalian development to the point they start interacting. So they took 3 different types of stem cells from different categories of mammals, basically. And by inducing the expression of a particular set of genes and establishing a unique environment for their interactions, the researchers were able to get the stem cells to quote unquote talk to each other. The stem cells self-organized into structures that progress through the successive development stages until the synthetic embryos had beating hearts and the foundations for a brain, as well as the yolk sac where the embryo develops, from which it receives nutrients in its first weeks. Now, how they're able to say, okay, let's go ahead and make a mouse rather than some other type of creature that doesn't even exist in this world.
I think that's what they have to probably do something that does exist. Hey, you don't want to open Pandora's box, man. Like, you're not going to just make Predator first go on it.
I mean, if they could get living tissue
to make anything
from resin like they did with Jurassic Park, that'd be pretty fucking cool. Getting able
dinosaurs.
So if there's stem cells from mammals, they can make stem cells from reptiles, right?
You would think. I don't know. I don't know enough on this topic, but I mean, I think about it this way: like we have mummies, right? And we can get cells from. I don't know about stem cells and how fresh they have to be, but we can get DNA from, like we have mammoths that were frozen in ice and woolly rhinos. Like if we could actually bring those back, oh, that'd be cool as shit.
I don't know. What's your thoughts, Logan?
I don't know. I think it's kind of a slippery slope because you don't know what you're gonna create to a certain degree. I mean, maybe they do. Maybe I am just scared of the unknown per typical human behavior, but also it's uncharted grounds, right? I mean, we don't know enough to say that we're not going to create something dangerous.
Can I just say you're our Goldblum?
What do you mean?
Like in Jurassic Park, you're our Jeff Goldblum. That's
life will find a way.
Oh.
I mean, you've got a point. I mean, yeah, it's kind of the unknown, but at the same time, I have a feeling we're years out from human testing. Like, I'm sure it's going to happen in the background.
Unless, what if we already are?
Yeah, we probably are. I mean, it started off with cloning, right? You had the cloning of, what is it?
Sheep.
Betsy the sheep or whatever it was.
Yeah. We have sheep. Technically in nature, cloning is kind of a thing. Reptiles do it all the time where they can, if they don't mate with a male, they can have a female offspring or make a male offspring.
Well, that's just changing their genders, right?
No, they don't change it. Like they'll just have like a female can just, I think it's a monitor, water monitor. They can just duplicate themselves genetically and then give birth of themselves.
That's pretty fucking weird. So that without having any fertilization, they
Yeah,
just
without having a male, they can do that.
Huh. I wonder how the abortion rights work on that.
Oh no.
And the reason why I brought all this stem cell stuff up is because realistically, everyone right now that's kind of on that divide with the whole abortion rights, like what is life, what deems life, what time frame is life. Okay,
Right.
you're telling me that it begins the moment a sperm touches the egg. Well, they just kind of debunked that
Right.
with a mouse. I mean, they could probably do it with a human. Morally and ethically, be pretty fucking weird what happens having, like, imagine the genetic.
Just because we can doesn't mean we should.
Imagine the genetic makeup it wouldn't have. Like, are there recessive genes? Are there dominant genes? Like, even the mouse.
Are there new genes?
Yeah, like denim, like stretchy denim.
Like what?
Hang on.
Wait, what? What, their
I think I
skin is
lost you.
stretchy?
I think I lost you. I'm
You
not sure
had
where I'm-
me, and then you lost me.
So this mouse
You gotta win me back again.
probably isn't born yet. I didn't read that. I'll be honest. I glazed over the article like a fucking fresh Krispy Kreme. But really, God, now my mouth is watering.
Ah.
Yeah, the hot light's on right now for me.
Pill's really kicking in, huh?
Yeah.
We're running out of time, audience.
I
So
can't feel my mouth.
they are already making human parts out of stem cells, and they're currently studying growing new teeth, not perfected yet. So that's your mom chiming in, Paul. But you've got stem cells
Hi, mama.
that can be. How does that fucking work though? Like, is this mouse when it's born? Will it just be like an albino mouse because it doesn't have any recessive or dominant genes? Like, does it develop gene patterns while it's in this?
I mean,
And if
status?
it is like that, would a human be the same way? Like, would it be an albino human? Just like nothing there. Not nothing there, but
Well-
like no color or pigmentation, I guess. Because they're not.
Evolution is still going to play a role. I mean,
Would it?
like you would evolve. I would assume that even if they are without initially, they will evolve to have pigmentation because of
Melanin and things.
But
like
could
that.
we change it then as well? Could we decide? We could theoretically decide the pigmentation. We could decide all of that then if we have that
I would
ability.
guess. I mean, we could
Yeah.
probably do that now, right?
You could
to a
probably just
certain degree.
create your perfect person. And boom, there it is.
Oh, okay. I'm glad I read a little bit more. So this opens up the possibilities to study mechanisms of neurodevelopment in the experimental model. I'm not going to pronounce that name. Zernicka Gotes. Giotes. I don't know. In fact, we demonstrate the proof of the principle in the paper by knocking out a gene already known for essential for formation of the neural tube, precursor of the nervous system, and for brain and eye development. In the absence of this gene, the synthetic embryos show exactly the known defects in brain development as in an animal carrying this mutation. This means we can begin to apply this kind of approach to many genes with unknown function in brain development. Our mouse embryo model not only develops a brain, but also a beating heart, all the components that go into the makeup of the body. It's unbelievable that we've gotten this far. This is the dream of our community for years. Why they're fucking dreaming about this is pretty weird. Let's make something real fucking Frankenstein-y. It's alive. For human embryo to develop successfully, though, there needs to be a dialogue between tissues that will become embryo and the tissues that will connect the embryo to the mother. So basically, if you have a mother, you could create a stem cell baby, but being able to get it to connect to the tube of the mother? Mama's tube? Mama tube. For the fetus to get oxygen and nutrients. But I mean, test tube babies are a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know enough about this. This is way over my head, but really fucking cool. I don't know.
It's future.
Mhm.
Is that? I think that's the word I'm looking for.
Future.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So we know. What was it? Back in the early 2000s, they were talking about changing DNA while a fetus is still in the womb, right?
Right.
So if you're able to change the DNA and genetically make up a baby without a sperm or an embryo, what the fuck do you have? Is this the next stage of evolution? That mankind's had their finger in? They're just like...
As Travis
Like
Scott
we do it
once said,
ourselves.
stop trying to be God.
Is Travis?
No,
Yeah,
I
that-
don't know,
that's-
man. It's
I mean, that's when I think back to like, again, a little weeb out here of like Star Trek and like how many different times they've encountered civilizations where they were on the brink of changing. And obviously they did many different takes on it, whether it be them ascending to another even higher level of being or just modifying themselves physically. And honestly, it's kind of, I don't know. It's possible. It's plausible where we are the ones that change ourselves.
Yeah, I mean that has to be the next step. Another thing I kind of was in the rabbit hole while I was in the hospital. It was something along the lines of, and Paul, you would be able to attest to this. We are living in the early stages of peace upon everything, right? So for the past thousands,
That's a big statement for a man like not even 20 episodes said that like half the planet was gonna die.
It probably will, but still. Anyways, where was I going with
Full
this?
Voltron. Peace, edge of peace,
Edge of peace.
or
Yeah,
something.
we're edging the sphincter of peace right now with the past few hundreds of thousands of years we've been fighting, right, over resources, over land, over territory, over all this other stuff, religion. But as things are starting to kind of we haven't had it this easy, right? We haven't had technology at our grasp for the past 100 years. You've had this huge jump where you are now having babies come out. They have a TV that they're able to be in front of. They have an iPad. They have the World Wide Web at their fingertips, right?
Right.
It's allowing.
Seeing where you're going with this.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. I'll be honest. I lost it. It's fucking
Okay.
John. God damn it, Paul.
Like where are you going with this? I was like, okay, I agree and disagree on some things there, but okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know. I think we're getting to a point though that we're allowing humanity to find other things that are going to be conflicts of interest rather than it being religion. While that might be,
do you think our interests change?
I think our interests will change,
What
and
are
I
you
don't
saying?
know if war is going to be really a thing because we all know war in a sense. Like we're going to get to a point where countries are going to be like, "Why are we still fighting?" Like you're going to have these drop offs, but the fighting it can lead into one direction. In that world,
I hope you're right that we'll stop fighting, but like I don't see that, sir.
Well,
Well,
I don't
here's the thing:
see that.
we've reached the peak of combat. We know how far we can go, and it can probably get worse. But we also know that
it should.
we have the capability to end things very quickly if we wanted to. And I think that Connery's probably right because we've talked about this before. Like if one country sends off nukes, everybody else sends off nukes, and then where does
Right.
that leave us? You know what I mean? So
But all it takes is one country to just go off the hinge, and the
I-
next thing you know, it's just like, oh, everyone poured it at them.
I don't see that happening because
I hope
it's assured mutual destruction. Why would you want to destroy everything? Like there's going to be influences that get in the way of one person pushing a button. I would imagine, but
and there's still flight time. Like it's not like they instantly hit you and you have no idea they're coming. Like a missile goes up in the air, everybody on the planet knows about it within 10 minutes.
Right.
Like
right.
not the layman, but people in defense are
Right.
going to know about it very quickly once it's airborne.
Like tribes in
And
Africa
then-
have no fucking idea. They're just looking up. They're like, oh my God.
Like you and I probably wouldn't know, but
Yeah.
that's the thing is if that situation arises, you don't just like sit there and eat it. You probably, if you can retaliate, you probably do.
You know where I was going with it. Other areas that people are going to be fighting over with research like that, with stem cells being able to create life from without having what people have always considered, and religions have always considered the building blocks to life, extending of life, right? We're going to get to a point where people are just like, well, this body part's failed. I guess I'm just going to go print a new one. And the possibility of having
That would be incredible because you could extend your lifespan, but like, what about your brain? If your brain goes, then that's your.
they just made one.
Okay, but like, how are you going to transmit your consciousness to that brain? That's
Well,
what I'm saying.
I would
Or do
imagine
you just start blank over? You're just like, I don't know who I am. What am I doing here?
I mean, uploading your conscious thoughts are something that people are already working on. I mean, there's a reason why cell phones and people are always starting to get like concerned over the privacy, and because social media knows everything
Right.
about your life. I mean, if they're able to eventually say, okay, all these variables turn into this output, and this output is how this person perceives life, or this person shows love
Yeah,
or shows
I mean,
emotion, they can upload
it's
that
one
into a system and then download it into a brain, and eventually I would imagine, right?
it's one of
Right.
those things where something that I was told in a business course that I took, if something is free, you're the product.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
So
Yeah.
So I mean, like when you think about it that way, all the data that they're able to collect on you basically tells them what you like, what you don't like. Some of your best memories are photographed. Like you, eh, it is one of those things where, it, and I think the brain too is one big storage unit. So like everything is encoded up there somehow. We just don't
Right.
understand how. Like pinpointing exactly
So
where this memory is stored. You know what I mean?
how long do you think it'll be, Logan, until we break that ceiling kind of then?
It could be
20
never,
years.
or it could be 50 years, but I don't think it will be, probably not within our lifetimes.
I do think though the big separating factor is going to be wealth, um, because it's not going to be you, me. It's not going to be anyone that we even know personally that's going to be able to afford longevity. Like, say this technology comes out in 20 years, you're not going to have some Joe Schmo say, "Well, my fucking heart's failing. I'm going to go get a new one." You know, it's going to be a guy with a few
It
billion
had to be the
dollars.
heart, didn't it?
Well, appendix, whatever. It's a worthless organ.
You fucker.
No, I'm just saying, like, it could be anything, right? So a brain itself is able to, as long as it has blood flowing into it and being pumped into it, it can last without a body, right?
Right.
Yeah.
How long it can last, I don't know. I mean,
And a body can technically last without a brain, with just a brain stem.
that's fucking weird.
You would continue
Yeah.
to
That's why
breathe.
chickens can cluck on.
Yeah.
I remember someone said, like, the real person is the brain and the brain cell. It just controls this flesh body and flesh robot. And I was like, it's a weird way to look at it.
I mean,
It's
if you
true,
could
though.
use
Yeah.
stem cells to clone your body, right? And you just
Right.
have a body there. And you're like, okay, well, time for a brain transplant. They've performed successful brain transplants, by the way. You know that, right?
And the last one I thought it didn't go through. It was a head transplant.
It was a brain transplant, and it went through.
The whole stem, like brains, like what?
Yeah. Yep. There was a
No.
successful brain transplant. Let me fucking pull this up.
No, I feel like that. I remember the head transplant tried to go through. I don't remember. I thought it got postponed. It was going to be it was like 20+ hour surgery too.
I feel bad for
Absolutely
the
wild.
person performing the surgery. That is terrifying.
Yeah, well, it's more than one doctor, so you have to work together and like rotate and got to pick up where your partner left off.
Yeah,
or
no
fix their
pressure.
mistake. Yeah, hopefully everyone gets an A on that one. Don't be that
Yeah.
guy that slacks that day and someone has to fill up.
Oh, fuck. No, the guy was a pussy.
I told
Hang
you
on.
it didn't happen.
Man's- Man set to
Hang on.
undergo world's first head transplant backs out after finding love and becoming a dad.
Oh,
Oh.
that's nice.
Was he gonna die though? Is it like, why was he doing the transplant? Was he crippled or?
Severely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Debilitating disease who volunteered to have his head transplanted onto another person's body is pulled out of the experimental operation. Fuck. If I went into a car accident, right, and I had a bunch of doctors that were like, we've got 20 minutes to do this. We're going to transplant your head onto somebody else. It's probably going to fail. Would you do it? You're going to die.
But let me ask you this. If they're looking at you right now in the face and they're like, you're going to die, this is our only chance of saving you, we're going to transplant your head, you down, it's like, it's my only chance. Like, fucking sign me up. Like, let's go.
No, here's what the doctor says. He was like, you have the option of transplanting your head, or You're not going to have a bottom jaw. You're not going to have your dick. You're not going to have legs or arms. You're going to be a nugget with no bottom jaw, right? Do you want to do a head transplant?
Yeah, absolutely. Sign me up.
Yeah. You'll survive. You'll survive another 30 years. Or do you want to do the head transplant?
But what if? Oh no, it could be. Let's take a 50-50, and then you might die. Like you might just die, but like you could live. You could. Not like you should put your trust in us, is what it's saying. Like, how good of doctors are you? And I want credentials. Like, have you practiced anything similar before?
No, this is first of its kind.
Tried it on a chicken maybe once or twice, like something.
We don't even know if you can crack your neck after it works. You're just gonna be like, always with a stiff neck.
You can't go to a chiropractor. You just snap the head off. Like, oh, sorry, that came a little loose. Let me put that right back on there.
Looking too fast, you just black out. You're like,
oh my god.
Like, I got a new body, baby. How's it going? And you just take a look, and your fucking head falls off. I'm like, I don't know.
I think I do.
That was a
I think
topic. I'd do it.
So we do have someone messaged me, a friend. So Colleen from here, I was talking to her and everything. And either way, she sent into us. She's like, we were talking about movies again, right? She's like, everyone's done the death rays and everyone's done like, superpowers and stuff like this. She's like, why can't we have a reboot of like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? And I was like, that was a good movie. Like, why would you want to redo it? She's like, yeah, but think about it. Like, in modern day times, you shrink down. You can't get unshrunk until you find your parents and you're in the house, or worse, outside, and the things you'd have to deal with. Like, terrifying. When we started talking, and my idea to you guys is, if you were shrunk and like in your house right now, what's the worst thing you'd probably have to battle?
4 dogs and a cat.
Right. Like fucking gigantic dogs and cats too.
I mean, how small are we talking?
There's
like,
spiders probably in your house too, though. So think about that.
rice?
You're down and a spider coming at you. Oh, I'd shit a bed. I'd shit right there.
Are we talking like a grain of rice? Like, how big are we talking?
Yeah, like a grain of rice.
Grain of rice? Yeah, no, I'd be fucked. The spiders we have in this house.
Same.
Holy shit.
Even worse, the centipedes. The house centipedes.
The millipedes?
Oh, dude. No, the centipedes. The millipedes are the little ones. The centipedes are the long ones that look like they eat spiders. Actually, they're good for your home.
The big
with
brown
the long
ones.
legs.
Yeah.
House centipede. Those things are like, they eat everything. They're actually really good for your house, by the way. So like, don't kill them. They kill every insect, every other insect.
No,
really.
I think I'm gonna still kill him.
I'm gonna kill them.
They don't hurt you, but like, yeah.
Neither
But
do
No,
those
they
guys
do.
are-
They hurt me when I see them.
They are ugly. They are absolutely hideous. But imagine seeing that the size of a grain of rice coming at you. Just like, oh, no way.
I think we should
Game over.
normalize centipedes by making a cartoon series of an adorable centipede and the benefits that are to it.
It's got to have already been a thing.
They're villainized like sharks.
Well, most insects in general are villainized. Like, they're pests. They're annoying. They shouldn't be there. The only ones that aren't are like bees, and even then you'll swat at them usually until you find out that they're honeybees and you're like, oh, I feel bad.
No, the amount of people that are all over jumping spiders right now.
What do you mean all over jumping spiders?
Have you not seen the TikToks? Dude, they're in the millions. The viral TikToks of this girl that has this jumping spider she found, and she's trained and it loves her. Like, it will cuddle up on her and everything. Little tiny jumping spider.
Little jumping spider.
Little puffy jumping spider. It's fucking cute is what it is. And we have them in our house. And I've gone to go like touch it and just let it crawl on me. And Lauren freaks out and is like, "No, kill it." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
I like spiders. I mean, I used to show them when I worked at the pet store and stuff. And like, dead ass, the one time where I jumped, I had this tarantula in my hand, and I'm showing this kid, and he's like, I'm like, you gotta be careful. I was gonna put it on his hand, and then he just, like toddler poke, no control, pokes it in the abdomen, and this bad boy jumps right on my chest, and I was like, I just like froze. I'm like, tried to get him off. I was like, oh kid, I'm about to beat you.
The
You
way
can't
you
just
said
poke a spider.
the way you said I like spiders was exactly how I imagine you saying I like turtles.
I like spiders. I like
David
snakes
hates
more.
spiders.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Sorry for going off
Yes.
topic there.
We are.
I don't think anything would really change from the 1990s movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids versus now. Like, there's nothing crazy new. You have You
Oh
have
my
vacuum
God.
cleaners that are automatic, robot
Cell
vacuum cleaners.
phones, technology like bigger TVs.
How is
I
that
don't
going to fuck
know.
with you?
It's huge. You'd be looking at it. I'd be like, God damn, that looks like, I'm in a stadium right now.
Oh,
Do
okay.
you
So
think with phones not being analog like they used to be, you'd even be able to utilize your phone if you needed to?
Like you
Because
couldn't yell loud enough for it to even pick up.
you'd have to get butt naked and jump on the buttons, I guess. I don't
And it
know.
really wouldn't work. You're the size of a grain of rice.
just
yo.
face planet.
That's what I'm
Dick
saying,
it
bro.
off, just stick.
There's no way your hand alone would be sensed.
if
You're
you-
like the size of smaller than a pixel, your hand.
I would
if
take-
you didn't clean your phone, it's a little slippery and oily. You'd be sliding around.
If I still had access to my phone, I would set up a timer on it, like the 10-second photo timer, and I would take the best close-up selfie of my dick you've ever seen. I'd just be like, I'd start at the bottom of my phone, right? I'd press start, and then I'd hear the 10 seconds, and I'd just be running across the phone to the selfie camera. And
Could you make it?
I would just be, I would be standing above it, and all you would see is taint, butthole, balls, and dick. But it's a little person.
Everything's blurred behind you.
The bokeh on it would be incredible. Oh, that hurts to laugh. Just,
But yeah, I mean, the thing I think into it more, right? So what was that? There was another movie with Matt Damon. It was like downsizing. So I was thinking like, yo, instead of just Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and you downsize people. Have you seen that movie by chance, either of you?
we're watching
Where like you
after
save,
this.
you save money by downsizing in the short run. Like your
They
money
have,
goes
like,
farther.
They have
Oh,
golfing
do more.
HOAs. For
Yeah,
this,
you can be. Yeah, you can be like multi-billionaires or whatever, and have mansions and whatever you really want shrunk and given to you if you downsize. It's supposed to be like more eco-friendly. I don't know. It's interesting though, like because it could work. Like if half the population wanted to downsize, and like you have plenty of resources for them, the rest goes to the larger. I would be pretty dope.
Okay, let me ask you this, Paul.
Yeah,
Do you see a flaw in that?
the big people would be in charge of the little people.
Yeah. And
I do, but if people don't care, they're just like, let us live our little lives. Like
you just have little
we'll fix
farmers on their little
yeah, and
tractors.
little everything. Yeah,
On
any
their
other job.
Twactos?
On their Twactos.
making their little corn.
Well, no, it would just shrink down. Like you could grow the corn and shrink it if we
Oh,
really need to.
Bro, oh my God. Imagine going to Golden Corral shrunk down.
oh God.
Why Golden? Out of all restaurants, why Golden Corral?
It's a fucking buffet. You can already get as much as you want, but you're tiny.
Yeah, but that defeats the purpose because
But all the food is shrank too, Logan.
No,
you might as well get like shrunken
No,
filet
the
mignon.
food is the same size.
Logan's talking like
Yeah.
you get shrunk, and then a big person takes you by your scuff and puts you on the buffet table at Golden Corral that isn't shrunk.
Yeah, but you could also be eaten. One kid scoops you up, then boom, you're down.
You could fall,
That's a nightmare.
you could fall into the steamer, or an old man could sneeze on you and his dentures could fall out on you.
No, I think the worst way to die would be eaten and then dying in like stomach acid. Like hell no.
Oh yeah, that you would die immediately.
Not immediately. You die though.
I don't even know if you can Google that question. Like, if I was to fall in a vat of my own stomach acid, would I die immediately?
Yeah, I don't know. But you're
Something
shrinking to the
like
size
you-
of a grain of rice, so like less. It would do some work to you. You die probably.
I'd probably
Like,
grab
quickly.
on to whatever I could and just make it a living hell for that person until he coughs.
Start stabbing him in the gut and like, ulcer, you fucker.
No, he'd probably cough. Like, if you were to get caught on somebody's esophagus on your way down and you're just like punching his esophagus,
Yeah, but
he
then
would
he
cough.
suffocates and he could cough you out, is what you're saying.
That's the body's natural reaction to get something out of its throat, is to
But
cough.
think about how mucusy and slick it is. You're not like
You just,
no way.
you'd fly out.
You're like, I have thumbs though, sliding down, grabbing your own esophagus or someone else's esophagus. Like, no. But regardless, shrinking movies, I think we can get back into it. I think that could be a thing again. Like, I feel like it hasn't been done in a while.
Like Ant-Man.
I mean, yeah, but that's like
Hero-gasm.
in a movie, not like. Well, I guess we are getting a Quantumania, so like once
Hero-gasm.
that's out,
That just came out.
Hero-gasm. What,
The
when did
Boys?
what do you mean? Oh yeah, shut up.
You haven't seen it?
I hate you. I saw that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Hero-gasm. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he shrank into the dude's dick and crawled up it and then coughed. And then this guy disappeared into a pile of
Blood.
goop.
All right, we're done with this topic.
Yeah. Awkward silence.
All right, Logan, you're up. Big shoots.
I was going to talk about. Well, first off, Connery found his favorite actress on a
I
streaming
heard
platform.
about this. You were pretty geeked out.
I didn't know she streamed.
You want to talk about it at all, Connery? You want to tell us who it is?
Adriana Chekik. She's a phenomenal actor or actress.
What kind of actress does she do again? I don't think I've heard of her.
She kind of does. Yeah, she does. She does movies.
She does movies. Oh, and what kind of movies are these?
Just casual, like day in the life of type of movies. Like,
oh yeah,
I'm ordering pizza today. Type of movies. You know, that stuff.
Stuck in the washer in the laundry machine kind of movies.
Yeah, just hanging out with a bunch of well-endowed black people movies. Just those types of movies.
Wasn't she in a few movies for Immoral Productions? Wasn't that?
Yeah,
I think that was the name of it. Yeah,
it could have been.
Yeah.
How do you know this, Logan?
He looked it up right now.
Like Three Girls for Every Guy or something like that.
No, I found her on Twitch and I was like, oh, I recognize that face. And then I clicked on it and I was like,
now you're following her.
I was like, oh, she actually does video games. And like, but I guess she's retired, semi-retired. She still fucks her fans, but other than that, she's basically retired.
She still fucks her fans. Okay.
I hopped in and somebody asked.
That's why you're following her now.
No, I'm not following. I didn't find her entertaining. I was like, you're okay. You're not that educated.
I was going to ask. I was like, you didn't follow her with drunkscussions, did you? Please no.
I didn't follow her. I hopped in. Somebody asked, like, do you have STDs? LOL. And she's like, no, I've actually been porn stars are the. She said, porn stars are some of the safest people to sleep with because they get tested every 15 days. I was like, yeah, professional porn stars do.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that is true. But the reason I brought that up was I kind of wanted to talk about Twitch a little bit.
Okay.
Because they came out recently and said that they were going to make some changes to their policies. So,
whoa,
like negative.
One of the things that's kind of slipped through the cracks with them is they've had people like advertising gambling websites on their streams, like gambling with significant amounts of money, and that sounds cool. Like, great. Like, you get to watch someone gamble and lose or win their money, you know? It's awesome until you have the most common demographic on Twitch being young people.
So
and they take mom's credit card and go on the gambling website and then lose a bunch of money for their parents because of Twitch streamers.
I'd beat much. Oh my God. I ain't the one.
I swear, Mom, I'm just buying my Roblox or whatever. Rob Cash. What I don't know what it's fucking called.
Gambling addictions are more common between the ages of like 16 and 30.
I believe that.
As opposed to older people. So that's why it's kind of a big problem. And they were initially talking about a total ban on gambling, but now they're only going to allow like certain websites to be streamed.
Is it only gambling though? Is there anything else affected, or is it mostly around gambling?
It's gambling. So
okay, good.
Gambling sites where they do like slots or roulette or dice games, if they're not licensed in the US, it doesn't provide sufficient consumer protection. So they're not going to allow it to be streamed anymore. And it's a bit controversial because obviously the people who are streaming the games are upset because they're like, well, I can't control if I put 18 and up on the description of my stream and it's meant for mature audiences and young people get a hold of their mom's credit card, you know? But then on the other hand, you're exposing a young demographic to gambling.
I wonder if you're able to go into a casino and videotape on or like stream on Twitch. You gambling.
I doubt it. That's probably not allowed because like you can't have. Then they could say you're recording. Yeah, you're recording the dealers.
Well, yeah. I'm talking like you're at a slots machine, right? You're just pulling the lever. And
I doubt it again. I doubt you're cool. They're okay with you just sitting there recording. I can understand like, yo, I just won. I'm recording. I just won. Or some people in the act. But I mean, just sitting there with full on gear. Doubtful.
or in a fucking GoPro just to the cloud of Twitch, and you're just like sitting there for 18 hours playing penny slots. Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It'd be cool.
What do you guys think? I mean, do you think that they should be able to allow streaming of gambling on Twitch, or do you think that they made the right move?
I think they made the right move by allowing some sites. I think gambling's fine. It's a normal. Everyone fucking is allowed to do it after the age of 18.
There's sports gambling. There's all kinds of gambling.
It's everywhere. I mean, fuck, you hop on any major news station, any major sports game, and they're betting on it. They're sports drafts. I think it should be allowed, but I definitely agree on the sense of like blocking off some sites, because some sites are just sketchy as fuck. I mean, they're going to take your credit card information. I mean, God knows what's being entered into it, and where that information is going. Is it secure? So yeah, if they're verified actual websites that are backed by the U.S. government, and they're like, yep, this is a good site you're allowed to gamble on, and Twitch allows it, sure. I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, I think I agree. I'm almost leaning towards, well, if that happens and you are allowing your child to watch 18 and up streams, that's how much of that is on you.
I was gonna say, isn't there parental controls on most devices too nowadays?
Yeah, but you're talking about a website. Twitch is a website. It's not just an app,
Right.
You know what I just realized? Fucking is Facebook an app or a website?
Both.
Which one was it primarily?
Website first.
Kids don't know that nowadays. Facebook is an app to kids now. They didn't know it as a website. They don't even think it's a website. They just think it's an app.
An app.
It is to me, honestly. I mean, I know it was a website first, but it's an app to me.
Okay, Logan's a kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you are a little bit younger. I mean, the only reason why I use Facebook is because of my marketing stuff, right? So I have to be on the desktop version of it, and that's where I'm.
But we also grew up during the Facebook kind of boom. You know what I mean?
After MySpace.
Like we grew up in that time frame where Facebook was like the thing to use, where everybody used it. All you did use was Facebook, and then everything else came afterwards. We adapted. We downloaded Twitter and TikToks now and Instagrams and everything else, and we use them. But I definitely think a large portion of our age group is like and older are on Facebook. I think it's after us is where they're just kind of like, Facebook's dumb. Fuck it. We have everything else here. On these other 5 apps.
I feel great.
Are you a little fucked up?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, doctor, whatever your name is.
I don't even know his name. I couldn't pronounce it if I tried. Florida's doctors.
Your pupils are quite huge, actually.
It's that instant release capsules, man. Took it right before the stream. I hadn't had painkillers for most of the day, and I was like, okay, it's been a long day. I'm not allowed to drink. Time to take what the doctor prescribed.
Yeah, I mean, I just haven't drank very much, but I had a sip of this Penelope. It's fantastic, by the way. This is great.
It's a cute looking bottle. It looks like a fucking wine bottle. I actually thought it was wine.
More and more are going to it, like that style, the tall, slender.
Does it have the little dip in the bottom?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say, because that is meant for wine. It's meant for the fermented materials to settle at the bottom.
From French oak staves are in it too. It's the architect, and it like breaks down the liquor on the back of what they put into the mash. It's very interesting.
I've been seeing that graph on a lot more bottles recently. A lot of
I like it because then it shows like what the distiller put in, like where his time and effort went to that flavor, that note profile.
Yeah.
So it's really opening up more bourbons now. More and more of them are getting that graphic on the back.
I think I'm starting to fade, so I'm going to let you guys kind of just take it in, and I'll hop in with my stupid antics.
Is that it? You're a little messed up, my bud.
Yeah, I'm tired.
It's okay.
Long day.
We're coming to close anyways here.
It is true.
We can get some rest and come back to it next week. We appreciate you guys listening.
All of you listeners, you're the best. And thank you for dealing with us, because life sometimes is a bitch, and it comes in from, with the left hook on both of us. We were down for a week each. So obviously last episode, it was good. It was a funny one, and we had a lot of good feedback, but it was an older recording, and that happens sometimes. But we will be continuing this lives and more recordings coming out, and we have backups for down. So we appreciate you guys for sticking by us.
And
Thank you.
yes, thank you guys so much for listening. You're going to actually hear this episode on Monday. So this is going to be the Monday episode. However, for our people on Twitch, we are doing another live episode, this time with Jake. It's going to be me and Jake. I'll be a few days past this, all my recovery, so I should be fine. But with all that being said, you guys can find us wherever podcasts can be found. You can also chime in every single Saturday at 6 p.m. on Twitch to watch us live and buy our merch. We have some dope ass merch that just dropped for last week's episode. I've got back on the grind of making a new logo.
Is it still on Redbubble, Connery, or where is it all found now?
So Redbubble, no. I've actually went to Streamlabs. They have their own merch. So if you're watching us live, or if you're watching this on a YouTube channel, the new or last week's graphic is actually being displayed there. So that's what you can buy on a t-shirt. It looks pretty fucking dope. But
Get
guys,
it while it's hot.
thank you so much for listening. Peace.
Peace.